Mark, how exactly would this work?
Yeah, thank you for having me. This would be no different, like you said, than your monthly $10 Apple Music subscription or $15 a month Apple One bundle subscription, right? You'd be paying for the phone on a monthly basis like you might on a car lease. Now, this is different than installment programs and carrier subsidy programs today. What Apple and the carriers allow you to do if you don't want to buy the phone outright is split up the cost, whether that's $1,200, $1,400, or less for an SE and such, over 12, 18, 24, 30 months, depending on your carrier. This would be a set fee that's not the cost of the phone divided by, how many months there are in a year or 2 years.
So, and would this apply to not just the iPhone, but iPads, laptops, Apple Watches? How far does this go?
It'll start with the iPhone. Eventually, it's possible that Apple will also expand it to other hardware as well. Part of the program is the ability to upgrade to the new model annually as they come out. Just like if you have an Apple TV Plus subscription or an Apple Music subscription, you're constantly getting new features and content as part of that monthly fee you pay. And so there's other devices that are also on an annual cadence, like the Apple Watch, like the iPad, and the Mac in some respects as well. So I do see this expanding over time. And I also believe one day this could become the preferred method of buying Apple products instead of having to pay those prices at the beginning of the purchase.
So what does that mean for Apple in terms of revenue? I mean, do you see this bringing in, significantly more revenue if people aren't buying the phones outright, but more people spring for that option because they don't have to?
Well, this is going to be just one option, right? There's still a lot of people who are going to use the installment plans and installment programs from both Apple and the carriers. There's a lot of people who are still going to buy the phone outright. This is going to be another option at checkout when you go to the Apple online store to tie the subscription price to your Apple ID. I think this is going to ultimately increase revenue for Apple because instead of just getting a $1,000 payment once from a consumer, they might get $20, $30, $40 per month for several years, right? And they're going to be able to sell those phones over many years to consumers and add up to maybe some consumers paying $300 or $400 a month for a group of Apple products and services. So I do think this is going to be a positive for Apple, and it's going to mean more upgrades, more services purchases, more app downloads. So I think overall, this is a smart transition that you're going to see happening, and they're not the only one doing this, right? Google has a program called Pixel Pass, right, which is a subscription program for a combination of their device and their services. Obviously, their device is nowhere near as popular as the iPhone, but they're trying it. Peloton as well. Peloton is testing a $60 to $100 monthly fee for leasing their bikes. Obviously, Peloton is not doing as well as Apple, but again, these are examples of other companies moving in this same direction.
When is this transition happening? When can people do this?
So they have been working on this for a little while now. It was originally scheduled to launch sometime this year, the end of this year, so probably between the end of this year and sometime next year.
And how quickly do you expect Apple to ramp something like this up? Move from, say, an iPhone to other hardware products?
Over time, right, I think it'll start out, if it works well with the iPhone, if they continue to generate more revenue on the iPhone than they were without this program, then you probably would see this, rapidly expanding. I think it will be iPhone focused, iPhone first, given there are so many installment and carrier plans, even Apple's own iPhone upgrade program, Apple's Apple Card monthly installments program with Goldman Sachs for the phone. So I think they're just continuing to add different purchasing options for the iPhone to make it appealing to more and more people. So I think it'll be iPhone focused for at least a little while.